Hello, this is Dr. Whiting, and today I come to talk to you about something that I find rather disturbing and potentially dangerous. Recently, on the Fox News Network, their medical correspondent, Dr. Isidore Rosenfeld, delivered a story about the dangers of calcium for older women. Now, we have all known in the nutrition and supplement industry for decades that when women approach the menopause, during and postmenopausal, is the time when they need calcium supplements, perhaps more than at any other age during their life. And here is a leading network reporter telling women, or at least implying to women, that if they're of that delicate age, they perhaps should not be taking a calcium supplement. Why? Because, the good doctor says, there is evidence to show that taking calcium supplements can lead to a specific form of heart disease. This is simply unfounded and totally untrue. What they're saying is that since calcium deposits on damaged arteries in your cardiovascular system, taking calcium supplements will worsen this problem. This also is untrue. So let's explore some of the facts. You see, the problem is that so many of these news networks are not news, they're opinion networks. And when they start voicing their opinions instead of reporting scientific or other fact, then they create hysteria, they create the wrong impression, they can create a whole host of potential problems. And this particular situation, in my opinion, is extremely detrimental. Now, why would I think that? Well, at our offices alone, here at our research institute, we have received dozens and dozens and dozens of calls regarding that report alone. People wanting to know what's really going on, women throwing their calcium supplements away, risking bone loss and osteoporosis because some reporter gives half the story. So let me tell you point blank that calcium supplements and calcium from your diet does not in any way contribute to a condition called calcification of the arteries. And that's what they were reporting about. But unfortunately, there's more to the story. Calcification of the arteries occurs when calcium, normally circulating in your bloodstream, is attracted to certain specific sites within the artery tree. Now, we need to rewind this story a little further to find out the total truth. First of all, calcium does not stick to veins, only arteries. That should be our first clue that there's some other factor involved other than simply calcium. The artery wall has three layers, an inner layer, an outer layer, and a middle layer of muscle wall. And that muscle wall is designed to contract to keep the blood pressure the same at your feet as it is in your chest cavity. That muscle wall is highly susceptible to free radical damage from certain free radical particles. These free radicals attack the DNA of that muscle wall, permanently altering or mutating it. Once that occurs, those cells tend to overmultiply, creating bulges and weakening the wall of the artery. When this occurs, the body lays down specific material, like a bandage, to help protect and to cover up this damaged site. Once that material has been laid down, calcium, which normally circulates through a healthy body in the bloodstream, is ionically attracted to that body's bandage, forming a thin layer of calcium inside the artery. Once the calcium has laid down, cholesterol, which is normally flowing through a healthy body in the bloodstream, is ionically attracted to the calcium site, and we begin to build what can, over years or decades of time, become an occlusion or blockage in your artery. To say that calcium from supplements increases this calcification of the arteries is absolutely absurd. In fact, what most people don't realize is that if you go to a doctor and the doctor does a blood test and he finds elevated calcium in your bloodstream, he's likely to tell you that you are consuming too much calcium. You've got too much calcium. And this is almost universally not true. High levels of calcium in the blood indicate a calcium deficiency, because calcium needs are not being met from the diet or from supplements, and therefore the calcium is being leached from your bone. And bone calcium is highly alkaline and very difficult to acidify and utilize for other bodily functions. There are many factors which can improve the absorption and assimilation of calcium, such as its pH. Dietary supplement industry has known for decades that calcium absorbs best in an acid environment. That's why they chelate their calcium supplements. Chelation means, in this case, acidifying that calcium supplement with some form of acid. Citric acid, amino acids, malic acid, and so forth. Further, if you want to enhance the uptake of calcium to your bone, preventing osteoporosis and related problems, you need to have a group of cofactor trace minerals such as manganese, copper, zinc, strontium, boron, magnesium, and so forth. If you are viewing this video and you are concerned about your bone loss or preventing it, I strongly urge that you go and view my video on osteoporosis. It's on this same channel, and it will tell you exactly the type of calcium you should be taking in order to most aggressively prevent bone loss, osteoporosis, and related problems. But to come on a nationwide news network and to tell people that there might be evidence to show that taking calcium supplements might lead to increased risk of calcification of the arteries and heart disease is not only wrong, it's irresponsible. Calcium is an essential nutrient. And as we grow older, both men and women, we tend to have less calcium in our system than before. Number one, we tend to avoid foods that contain calcium because of digestive issues. Two, we don't absorb calcium as well because our body's digestive system is not as acidic as it was when we were younger. You could avoid all calcium in your diet, you could stop taking all calcium supplements, and none of those efforts would prevent the calcification of your arteries. Calcification takes place in the arteries once the artery has been damaged. And if there is no calcium from diet and supplements, the body will rob calcium from the bone. That's just how it biochemically works. If you are concerned about condition of your arteries and calcification and atherosclerosis and cholesterol buildup, you need to consider using a formula that's called an oral chelate. Here at the Research Institute, we produced an oral chelate that we have recently reformulated and are getting incredibly great response. It is a combination of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that has shown great ability in helping the body to remove these calcium deposits and prevent them from reoccurring. You can get more information about our unique formulation and our other concepts for wellness and longevity by going to our website, www.healthyinformation.com. If you are interested in viewing the oral chelate formula that we researched and developed right here, you can view that formulation at www.phoenixnutritionals.com.